Hey everybody, I'm back. I am back. We had I don't know what was going on, and I'm not going to try to figure it out. For whatever reason, we've been having so many technical difficulties um, on this return broadcast getting back. But I refuse to allow us to be deterred. Um, Again, we're back on. And we'll see how it goes. Hopefully the internet will fix itself and get a little bit better. I'm so sorry for all of the sparseness that's going on. They're doing power work in our area, and we believe that that is what is going on. It's affecting a lot of different things. However, um, getting back to what we talked about just before we lost the broadcast, the thing about what we do here on Erudition is we want to talk about all of these things. I was just getting into the idea of the point of the driver. And we talked about the older man who was a driver during slave times, who then became destitute, homeless, and was unable to get back in the community of his own culture. And so, thusly, he became homeless. And this was an older man. This was 50 years to 60 years outside of slavery, and people had not forgotten who this man was. When we look at people like Kanye West and different individuals out here, we need to understand the purpose of that driver. That driver's job is not for you. You are that driver's purpose: to push, to manipulate, to propagandize, to tell you a certain way to go. That is what they're focused on, and that is what they do. Something didn't want this message put out today and went out of its way to fight us to not have this return episode. And I'm not willing to allow that to happen. Let me share something with you. Some of you who probably will watch this later because of all the issues that we've had. I went down to Arkansas for a funeral for my dad. And on the way back from there, I took the opportunity with my family to go visit some important places in Black history in the South. I went to Arkansas and Little Rock, and we went to Central High School, and we walked around the neighborhood of Central High School, where the push and the fight for inclusion of Black people in regards to integration, where that fight happened. And we're going to get back into that in episodes that will come up, and we're going to show you the videos and the pictures and the things that we took walking around there and seeing that in real time and in person was so important for me to share that with my sons and my wife, and also I don't leave her out, because we needed to sometimes we got to actually touch history. We got to actually touch it, see it, know that it was real, not just from old footage and video, but from a real place of connection. We need to see, right, what all of these things what their meaning really is. Because if we can do that, we can appreciate it more. We can understand it more. We can share it better with our kids. Because see, here's the thing. As I walked around there and I took pictures and um, with my family, I started to really think about all of those pictures that I had seen, all of the things that I had saw happen um, on old documentaries and old photos and books, but it was something different, right? To sit there and see where Elizabeth Eckford had to sit on that bus bench, and to see my 11-year-old sit on that bus bench and realize that a Black woman sat there oh so many years ago and had people threaten to kill her, murder her, harm her, simply because she wanted to go to school. To sit in that place and ponder that experience was so important. To look at the back of the school, they had a football game, they were practice they had going on, and to see the places where people would park, and to know that the students had said that white people ran across the football field to attack them, to harm them, and to know, wow, look how big this school is. Look at all of these places that still exist today. It was so important to see that. I don't do this program simply to bloviate. I don't do this program, despite every technical issue you guys are seeing us go through tonight. I am committed to doing this program so that somebody who may watch this later may send me a question, may ask something, and may learn something that they didn't know. For 3 weeks, I was not able to do this interactive program on Thursday. For 3 weeks, it bothered me that I didn't have the voice, the energy to sit here and share with you. We are living in some very, very hard and dangerous times. We are living in times that, as the writer said, try men's souls. Places and times where you can get lost. And I'm asking you on Thursday nights, Thursday evenings in the afternoon, to come on over with us and learn some history. Ask questions. Ponder our ancestors, what they went through, and connection to what we're currently going through. To think about those drivers, to think about the propaganda of having a Black woman blow the flute of a man who said you weren't even a whole person. To think about what that image suggests, and who was the person who thought this would be something good. We could have gone any time in history. There are 2,000 flutes. 2,000 flutes in the archives. They chose the flute of James Madison for a Black woman to play, and then the Black woman twerked. And everybody got mad at that and mistook the fact of this slave owner, of this man, because let us remember, as I've taught you before on Erudition, the first 14, 15 presidents all were heavy slave owners. Every one of them. As a matter of fact, the Electoral College was based on the idea of how many slaves you owned, which allowed you to have more votes. But when we don't know our history, when we don't know who we are, we fall for anything. We believe anything. That leads me to Herschel Walker. Again, it's not about the politics. It's about the purpose. The purpose of Herschel Walker is to just get that vote by any means necessary, to get that seat. It doesn't matter what he has done as a person. It doesn't even matter. But they knew from previous elections that they couldn't put a white face up there against Raphael Warnock. So let's get a black face with the propaganda that he was a athlete, a celebrity. And let's get people, let's use him as a driver. Let's use him to believe, to make people believe we're not doing anything racist. Let's use this driver's voice, presentation to lead people astray, to give them the fictitious argument that we mean them well. The Supreme Court just opened up yesterday the idea of redistricting. Redistricting. We are in a fight. I have been telling people for quite some time the need to be erudite. The need to be erudite is so important. And if you have forgotten, or if you're new to the program, the term erudite simply means having or showing excellent knowledge or learning in any area. To be erudite, a person has to dedicate time, thought, effort, understanding, and purpose to whatever they want to master. When people ask me why I named this network Erudition, that is why. Mastery is so important to me. The word erudite derives from the word erudir, which simply just means raw, unskilled, uneducated. Because that's the rootus inside of that. That's the rootus inside of that erudir. But when you learn, you do the opposite. You're not raw. You're not unskilled. You're not uneducated. You're not ignorant. You know. You are able to bring somebody out of that raw, unskilled, uneducated, ignorant state and to give them purpose and reason because you have acquired the knowledge that is necessary to inspire them. I would tell you that being erudite is more important than any money, It's more important than any wealth and fame. Those who are erudite are your inventors, are your doctors, are your surgeons, are the people who change your society. You cannot think of a Dr. King or a Malcolm X without understanding their erudite nature. Well learned, skilled, able to speak on topics to get you to understand them and to inspire you to go learn more. All of the issues that are going on today mean nothing to someone who has erudition. Because you will be able to see through the propaganda. You will be able to see through the falseness. You will be able to see through the lies. And you will be able to say to yourself, I don't care what Trump is doing. I don't care what Lizzo is doing. I don't care what Kanye West is doing. That does not affect my ability to be the best person I can be. But what it does do is it lets me see the lie. It gives me the wherewithal to avoid the trap. It gives me the ability to get away from the driver and to drive myself. That's what this is about. We do these programs, and I'm going to do another one on Saturday, specifically because we had so many issues today. We do these programs to educate. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm committed. I'm committed. I don't care about internet issues, sound issues. I'm committed to teaching. I'm committed to do it. It is a part of my life. It's a part of my family's life. My 11-year-old son called me as I was driving back home, and he said, Daddy, I want you to make sure you understand what time it is so you can get on to do erudition today, because he understands the importance of it. I am going to spend my time teaching those who will learn about our culture, our history. We're going to do something here on this network that is needed, that has to happen. And we're going to ask you, the viewers, to support and help that. You know, I apologize for what we deal with sometimes technically. But that technical thing, that's one thing. We're going to make it happen. I know that it sometimes gets a little difficult with the technology, but the message is right. The message is right. The message is needed. I'm going to end this broadcast because in the grand scheme of things, we've done about an hour. And I'm going to come back here on Saturday. I'm going to advertise heavily so that you understand how important it is to share this history to our young people, to our families. I may revisit some of these topics because the things were so bad. Maybe not. There's so much more to talk about. There's so much to defend against. And we're going to be ready. Well, as I said, I'm gonna end this broadcast. But I wanted to put that out there, an addendum to what we did earlier. Watch both of these episodes that were put out today. I'm not going to take them down. And we will get with you on Saturday. And we will sit down and we will have another interactive session. And we are going to learn this history together. I thank you all who stuck with us through the technical difficulties today. I always appreciate your support. And I thank you again. And until Saturday, I hope you have a blessed Friday. And I hope that God willing allows us to join together and have an interactive this weekend. See you then.